Hey guys, welcome to a brand new challenge that I'm starting on my channel. I'm sorry, we just tried doing this and we got into a really long processing loop. So we lost a little bit of the beginning. So I'm going to basically back you up, but I'm not going to redo that. I'll just kind of give you an idea where we're at, and we're going to go through it pretty quickly because it is very simple as far as what you need to do. All right. This challenge, I'm going to read off the rules to you. So, unfortunately, I have them all written down. That way, if anytime you want to know what to do, I'll post them out on my WordPress site and I'll put that link in the description so you know exactly where to go get them. That way, if you have any questions and you get stuck, you know, okay, there's a way for me to figure it out. All right, so it's a brand new challenge for The Sims 3. I do not know how to adapt it to The Sims 4, so at the moment, it is entirely The Sims 3 exclusive. Um, let's see. I hope you're going to enjoy it, and I hope you will join me here on either Twitch or on YouTube as we go through and progress through this entire challenge. It is a short challenge designed to just have fun and play the game in a way that you may or may not be used to. It is not designed to be a legacy or a generational game. Families and relationships are allowed, but they may become more trouble than you possibly want to deal with. Again, you're free to do it, but it just might be a problem later on. Just enjoy and ask if you have any questions as I go through the rules. The first thing you want to do to get started is you want to choose your town. Now, randomness is typically one of the cornerstones of the challenge, and it always will begin with the town selection. You don't need any expansion packs to do the challenge, but you're going to find yourself limited to finding some user-created base game worlds in order to complete it. I have all of the 18 official EA released towns or neighborhoods that are for the game, and after creating a list of each one of them, I assign a number for each and then roll for a random starting place. For my challenge today, I've randomly rolled the number 9, which correlates to Starlight Shores. So we'll be starting our challenge in Starlight Shores. You're free to start wherever you want, but I would strongly recommend you go ahead and get started with the randomness because it makes it a little bit more fun. Once you've actually played in this world, it will no longer be eligible to be used again. So once we're out of Starlight Shores, we cannot come back. The game will end when we get to the last of the 18 towns that I actually have to play. If you have more than 18 towns and you want to add those into your rotation, that's fine. If you don't have 18 towns but you have several of them, you can adjust yours as you see fit. You can also use custom content worlds if you have them. If you actually do not have the official EA released ones. So custom worlds are no big deal. Alright, the first thing you do is create your sim. Now, in my case, what I did is I rolled for whether I was going to start with a male or a female. I did odds for males, even for females, and I picked a number between 1 and 100 on the random generator. The number came out as 100, so I started with a female sim. I was able to choose whatever her looks like, so her hairstyle, her skin tone, her outfit. I can choose the weight sliders. All of that I can choose, but there's a few things that I cannot. So here's what you're going to need to do. The first thing you want to do is randomize your name. The first time you randomize it, you're going to get a name. If you do not like it, there's a rule of 3. That's your first shot. Roll the randomizer again. You now have a second name. If you don't like that one, roll it again. You'll get a third name. That's the name you're stuck with. So you better make sure you hate the first name before you lose it, because once you've lost it, you can't go back. We got lucky on mine. I rolled the first name. It was Audrey Chadwick, and I liked the name, so I kept it. But I could have rolled 2 more times. However, I could not go back to Audrey Chadwick at all once I actually rolled her out. So you've got to make sure you are wanting to lose that roll. All right. The next thing you want to do is you want to look at her traits. Go into the traits, clear them out, and you want to randomize your traits. You're going to keep hitting that randomize button until you see the trait Computer Whiz. When you see Computer Whiz, you stop. At that point, you've locked in all your traits. So whatever she comes up with, you may get a neurotic, insane sim that has a Computer Whiz trait. That's what you're stuck with. You may get lucky, you may get unlucky. We don't know exactly how we're going to do with this one, but once you see Computer Whiz, that's what you're stuck with. You also want to clear out the aspiration. You'll choose an aspiration that you are not going to actually achieve. So something that would be maybe a job-related skill, something like world-renowned surgeon or to be the five-star chef. In our case, we're going to be the master thief. Our sim is never going to take on a job. They're never going to go for a career. So those aspirations are safe because we're never going to be able to achieve them. And you don't want to be able to achieve her lifetime wish or his lifetime wish depending on what sim you're playing. So choose a lifetime wish, hopefully one that's actually already put there for you for those 5 that come up. Choose one that you know you're not going to accidentally achieve during the duration of the challenge. As far as your favorites and your zodiac signs, randomize them as well. You can take whatever shows up, or you have the rule of 3 that you can choose until you get to the 3rd one and then you take it. The basic rule in the challenge is that you can max out and you can learn any skill that you want in the game. However, you're not allowed to make money from any of your skills. So if your sim wants to go work out at the gym all day and get their athletic up to level 10, that's fine. If you want to cook all day and get your cooking skill up to level 10, that's fine. The only thing you cannot do is use your skill in any way, shape, or form to make money. So if you have a painter and they paint their paintings, before they finish the painting, have them scrap the painting. You don't want to keep the painting even if you post it on your wall because it will increase the value of your home. So you're not allowed to actually keep any products. If you have an inventor, they can practice inventing, but they can't actually invent any items. You have to give them away. You can't sell them for money. So just make sure that you keep them working on skills that are not going to provide you with any source of income. All right. At this point, that's basically where we got before we had a little processing error. And now we're ready to pick back up. Again, I told you we're starting in Starlight Shores, so we're going to go ahead and lock her in and move her into the town. Now, in this challenge, you must move into a starter home. You will not be living on a blank lot or in a tent or in a sleeping bag. This is your safe house, and you're going to be having a place to stay. I would strongly recommend that you choose the cheapest house that you can find, especially in the beginning of the challenge. Now, this one over here is not bad for $13,000, but this one over here I believe is probably going to be our best bet. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this one because it is the cheapest house that I can purchase in the game, and I'm going to go ahead and move her in. You can buy it furnished, or you can buy it unfurnished and do it yourself. That's entirely up to you. If you happen to get this challenge or any other type of challenge, ignore it. You don't want to use that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop it here first before we get going any further, and I'm going to tell you what we should do for our settings. As far as your options over here, seasons are entirely up to you. If you want to run all 7 or all 4 seasons for 7 days each like I'm doing, that's great. As far as your story progression, I would turn it off. You don't need it. There's really no reason to have any of it on. If you want these different occults to come in, obviously it's up to you. As far as aging, it's entirely up to you, but I'm turning mine off. I don't think it's going to be something that we need to worry about. So again, I'm trying to play a little bit differently. So those are the settings that I have, and that's kind of what I encourage you to do. All right. Here we go. Got to go back to my notes again. Again, I am reading. I hope it's not bothering you too much. All right. 2 things that we can never have. You are never allowed to have a car, and you're never allowed to have a burglar alarm. I mean, never, at any time in any of the game. The reason is because both of those would involve some type of documentation that you do not want your name assigned to. So you are not allowed a car. You are not allowed a burglar alarm. You are free to purchase a bike, or you're welcome to use the taxi service that comes to the door. So either one of those is fine. All right. Once you're in your house, you're going to sell out the camera if you get a camera. And eventually we're going to have the university guy come show up. We will sell out the university kit. You will also sell out your portal for the Into the Future. That's if you have those in your those expansions in your game. You also want to go ahead and put your diploma up on the wall and get everything out of your inventory. There's really only going to be a couple of things that will ever go in your inventory. One would be your bicycle, if you choose to have one. But the other is going to be the biggest thing that you're going to have to do right now. Now, unfortunately, I don't have something that I'm going to need, so I'm going to have to buy a couple of things, which I'm not too happy about, but it's okay. The first thing you're going to need to do is make sure you have a surface. And the surface I'm talking about would be just a small table. And I would choose, obviously, something pretty cheap. This Tablelicious is pretty cheap. Stick it down somewhere in your world. I don't care. If you've already got one, if you've already got just a regular table, then you're good. But the item that you have to buy, and everybody's got to do it, is a computer. And the one you have to buy is this one right here. It is a base game computer. It's a laptop, not the desktop. You have to have a laptop. It is 4,000 simoleons, so you got to buy it. Now I hear what you might be saying. You might be saying, oh, but Landros, I moved into a house and I don't have 4,000 simoleons. Well, if you do not have the money to buy it, then you have to start selling off the items from your home in order to purchase it. It is the only object, besides your bicycle, if you chose one, that you will keep in your personal inventory. So make sure you have this one right here. Now, since I do want her to have a bike, I'm going to go ahead and get one for her. I've got plenty of money to do that with her, so I'm going to go ahead and get the bike rack, which is right here, and I'll stick it maybe out here. Let's see, I want to go put it somewhere where it's not too in the way. Let's see, I'm going to go just a little bit back. And then I will get her a bike. It's very similar, I guess, in some respects to the Vagabond Challenge in that you will have a bike. But again, no cars and no burglar alarms. Alright, so that's her bike. And she can keep the bike rack if you want. Okay. Let's see. Make sure I've got everything. Now that you are settled in, I'm going to tell you the story of your sim, and then I'm going to send you on your way through this challenge. Okay, I'm going to outline the guidelines within the story, and then you're going to be ready to go. It's going to be pretty easy. Don't think it's a lot of heavy rules. It's really not, okay? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this laptop into my inventory. You're free to actually get rid of this if you want, but you can leave it here as well. Okay, the story, or the title of this challenge is called The Running Sim. The Running Sim is it's a fun little challenge that I just created, and it was inspired by the Vagabond Challenge. You are a criminal. It's a fact, but it's not all bad. You may actually be a really good person. However, you cannot help your illegal addiction. See, you're a computer hacker. You're not the best yet, but you're getting better every single day. The problem is that the Sim Cyber Agency is on to your activities, and they're always looking for you. Hopefully, you can hack enough funds to get a foolproof new identity and start a new legal life again. But until then, you have to stay 2 steps ahead of the law. On your first night in town, and this would be for any town, you are not allowed to hack. You need to prep your safe house, and this right here is our safe house. We've gotten it from a criminal organization, which is why we can get here without any actual official documentation. We can make whatever meals we might think we need, which I'm going to have her start because I'd like her to have a few things. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of cooking skill. Get some waffles. I don't want to have to waste too much time later on in the week trying to make some meals. So go ahead and make some meals. Upgrade your bedding or your showers, which I'm looking at this thinking, yeah, you know what? She's going to spend an awful lot of time taking a shower in that hideous shower. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one, and I'm going to give her a better one. So we're going to find a better shower that I think would help her out a little bit. I'm also going to do the same thing with the bed. Looking at the funds, I've got some money, but I know that there is a much better bed, and it would be this one right here that came with Showtime. So I'm going to take this bed right here, stick it out on the ground, and I'm going to go ahead and make some modifications. Again, you do this on the first night in your town because you're just setting up your safe house for you. You cannot get any extra money. There are no money cheats. So if you've run out of money, you just have to deal with it. So I would strongly recommend keep an eye on your money. Don't let it go too fast. All right, so we're down. We're actually pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and let her continue cooking while I finish up with the story. All right. On your first night in your very first town, you're allowed to simply even go out and meet your neighbors if you choose. But remember, you need to keep a low profile and you need to try to blend in. You want to scope out your new town and find a safe place to hack. Remember, you are never allowed to hack at the safe house. So we can never hack here. We're going to have to go find a place somewhere in town that we can do it. but it can never be here. That's because we don't want them finding us here. So we want to be able to come back here and get away. Um, Since you're extremely paranoid, you would never use a public computer to perform your jobs. So instead, you will only use the laptop that you purchased and that you carry with you. Again, if you go to the library, no, that's not a safe computer. If you go to somebody's house, that one's not safe either. So only use the computer that you've bought in your inventory, and you're free to decorate it up however you like. On the second night that you're in town, you're free to begin hacking for your money. You can hack from the hours of 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. You must hack for at least 5 sim hours each night. You can hack more, but you can't hack any less. So make sure you're well rested, and you can do at least 5 hours every night. All right. Is she finished? No, she's not done. I don't want her to burn it, but I just want to keep an eye on her. All right. Occasionally, even a good computer is going to break down on you. Simply using it and wearing it out is pretty much a common occurrence. However, you are a bit skeptical. Actually, you're completely convinced that any type of break is a clear sign of somebody tampering and trying to locate you. I'm going to stop and pause her right here. She's going to have to do that again because that's hideous. That's awful. Go ahead and make some salads. You can't mess that up. That'd be much better. All right. So if your computer breaks down from natural causes, that means you were playing a video game and it broke. You were checking the weather and it broke. You were looking at an online dating profile and then the computer broke. If that happens, you must purchase a new one. You are not allowed to repair the old one. You are not allowed to sell the old one. You have to stick it out on a table somewhere outside, but you are not allowed to repair. You are not allowed to sell it off for the value. These two items, the portal and the welcome kit, those you do get to sell off. So if you're waiting for that for money, you're in good shape. All right, so again, if a computer breaks just normally, you're not allowed to do anything but just replace it. And yes, you have to replace it with the same $4,000 laptop. And if you don't have enough money, you're going to be selling off your items. You may lose that couch or that TV or whatever you have, but you have to have that same computer every single time. All right. However, the agency is getting pretty good, and they're actually getting better all the time as well. Occasionally, your computer is going to receive a strike, which is going to cause it to break. This only happens when you're hacking. You'll be given a message that tells you that crime does not pay. It's a little red pop-up message that comes up here. Oh yeah, you can change the color of the computer. The little red pop-up message will tell you that they have spiked your computer and that crime does not pay. At that point, it is not good news. That means that they have found you. You have a limited amount of time. You have 4 sim hours to get back to your safe house and arrange for your next move. It's time for you to run, and you're going to be getting pretty good at it. And this is why we call it the running sim. Once you get hacked, once you get to that point where they spike you while you're hacking, you have to run to the next town. Immediately you come back to your house, you have up to 4 sim hours to get back. If you don't get back in 4 hours, that means they catch you and your challenge ends. So look at your time and realize you got 4 hours to get back to your house. Get yourself ready to go. And then we're going to go through the whole process of running, because running has something a little bit more involved as well. All right, so you make it back to your safe house and you're ready to go. But hold on, let's make sure. Dump everything out of your inventory. That includes that broken computer. When you move, you go with nothing. Nothing that can tie you back to this moment. You leave that broken laptop, it's a direct link back to you anyway. It's better to be safe than sorry. You'll be able to get a new laptop when you get to your new safe house. Randomly, you're going to roll for your next town and you move there. You'll follow the same steps. Buy your $4,000 laptop at your new safe house. Set up your new safe house. Take your first night off and scope out your town. Find a place for you that you can go out and hack. You can go to the same place every single night. You just have to find someplace off of your lot to go and hack. But avoid meeting people at these new towns for that first night. Because the first thing you're going to do on that second day, when you can go to City Hall, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to change your identity. Change your name. This time you get to choose whatever name you like. Change both first and last name. Change your clothes, change your hair color. Change whatever you can, but you must keep the traits that you have. The only thing you can change are your outside appearances. On that first weekday, go down to City Hall, change your name. Now, once you've changed your name, you now can start socializing with people as much as you like, or you can be as isolated as you want. It's entirely up to you. You can continue to be an outsider in the town. Who knows how long you're going to be in this town until they track you down again and send you back on the run. Remember, you never hack at your safe house. You always take the first night off and you make a plan. Change your identity, change your own name. Never leave with any items never leave with any items, and that includes family. So if you happen to get married and have a husband and a child, for my sim, she has to leave them. She can't take them with her. So if she's a single mom and she has a child, she can take that child with her until the child becomes a young adult, and then she can't take him anymore. She's got to let him go. So you have to go with nothing. You don't want to have any of the corrupted evidence on you when they finally get to you. Which brings us to the very end, where you will eventually get caught. It's inevitable, but you are one day going to actually get caught. Before you do, however, you just might have a small fortune stashed away which will help you to make a clean break from this life. You're not the only one that's out there trying to hack their way to infamy. How are you going to rank among your brothers and sisters in crime? Will you lead the pack or just be an amateur that got in way over their head? Only one way to know, and that would be to start running. There is a way to win the challenge. Pets. I would strongly recommend you don't have pets. I really would. The challenge ends when you get to your last town and they catch you for the last time. If, when you get to the last town and you have 325,000 simoleons in the bank, exactly, you have to have at least 325,000 in the bank, you are free to purchase your freedom from a corrupt officer. You can then go live your life and have a wonderful time wherever you want. If, however, you do not have that much money, then you have no other moves, you've run out of runs to make, and you are off to serve your time in Cyber Sim Prison. Hopefully, you will have stockpiled a lot of money to spend when you eventually get out. And that is the Running Sim Challenge. So at this point, we're ready to get started. So I'm going to go ahead and have her do one more thing for me, and I'm going to have her go ahead and actually throw these guys out, because this is pitiful. This is absolutely worthless. And then we're going to go ahead and get her moving. Again, she can't really do much tonight. She can't do any kind of hacking, so we're going to go find some spots where it's going to be safe for her to do this. I'm going to go ahead and make up probably 2 different patches of autumn salad. That way, when I need to, I can come back and I can actually get some food. I don't have to waste time in the evening trying to make meals. Alright, so let her get this done. I'm going to speed her through this because I've seen her make salad before. The nice thing is, you really don't have to worry about what skills you get. Now, we do have people coming into this town. If this was her second town, I would tell you, don't meet them. Keep the door shut, don't answer the door. But this first town, you don't have to worry about it because you already have an identity that nobody knows. So you can go ahead and introduce yourself and talk to the people in the first town. But second town, third town, fourth town, whatever, wait until you've changed your identity, and then you can talk to them all you want. Because you don't want anybody to be able to say, oh yeah, I know who that is. They have that name. So we saw their picture at the post office. We don't want that happening. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and say hi to them, and I'm going to go ahead and invite everybody in just a minute, but we're going to leave in just a moment because I want to get her set up with a few things to do. Obviously, I like to always silence my phone, and it's up to you whether you want to keep your newspaper or not. To me, I don't really care. I'm just going to go ahead and do what I need to do. If you watched my hints on the Sims 3 website, the first hint I gave you was my Plumbot running on a treadmill, and that was to give you the running part. The second one I gave you a Plumbot, a gnome, and I gave you a statue, and they were all looking in different directions. They were all looking at the one thing. They were all looking away from the one thing that was most important in the room, and that was the computer. In the third picture, The third one, I gave you a picture of my plumbot playing soccer, but right behind him there was a cop car, and of course the net from the soccer goal means you could get caught by the cops. So that was part of what that clue was about. The fourth clue was where my plumbot was sitting outside the criminal facility in Sunlit Tides, and I had told you what kind of a person would go in that place. A criminal would, and that's what you are. You're a criminal. So that's the fourth clue. And then the last clue, when you guys see the thumbnail for this LP, it was just spooky how it turned out. The last clue I showed you was a criminal being taken away in a cop car, or actually getting to the cop car. However, when you see the thumbnail, look at the thought bubbles that are above the head, because the cop is showing a computer and the criminal is showing money. And I thought, how perfect was that? That was ideal. It's obviously not my sim because it's nobody that we created, but it worked out pretty well. But that's the running sim. We may be here one night, we may be here 1 week, we don't know. And that's the randomness of it. When you are hacking, which we will start on the second night, you have no idea if you're going to be able to stay or not. This is why I tell you, don't spend all your time setting up the town, because you may be wasting your time. I played a practice game of this last night, just briefly. We left on the second night, so we didn't last for very long. All right, she's been out here long enough, and I really don't want to waste all of her time. I want her to go look at a couple of places. The first place I really want to go look at is this beach lot. But I want to go ahead and make sure that this is actually going to be a place she might be able to come in and actually hack. There is another lot that I know of for sure that should have populated in the town. I don't know, but I will go and see if it's here. If it is, I know we can hack there as well. Again, remember, the first night, this is just for you. Have fun. Do what you want to do. You can just you can meet as many people as you want. Just don't make any other money except by hacking. That is the only way you can make your money. But you can eat as much as you want. You can learn to cook. You can learn to do whatever you like to do. You can garden. If you learn alchemy, good for you. Whatever you feel like doing is fine. Now, what I'm looking at is right here. I don't think I can use this at all. It says I can do it, but I bet you she would come over and she would use one of these benches. So I'm thinking this lot has potential to be a hacking lot. So it would be kind of new. Let's go ahead and just say hello to a few people. Why not? Of course there's a pregnant lady in my lot. There's always a pregnant lady wherever I go. It doesn't matter who I play. And then, of course, you can also hack on this one because there's nothing on the table. Be careful. There are some places where you can't. All right, we're going to have to leave this place. I don't like children. I don't like screaming kids at me all the time. All right. Oh, we got hearts and everything. Go ahead and say hi to this guy, too. Hey, Mitchley. Again, you can talk to anybody you want on your first night in this town. The second town, you're going to need to actually change your name first. All right, so we've got one spot. This may be the only spot we need. If I don't find any other place to hack, then this is where I will come every night. But I'm going to look again, and I'm going to show you that hopefully this lot showed up. Yep, Grady's Junkyard. Now, it came in backwards, and I am completely free to go in there and change it and turn it around. But I'm going to leave it as it is just because that's how it came in. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time sitting down trying to actually set this up. But we're going to go ahead and move her over here to this lot and take a look. Remember, she should only keep basically her computer in her inventory and possibly her bicycle. That's it. Everything else she needs to actually leave. She doesn't need to keep anything with her. So you shouldn't have a whole lot of stuff in your inventory. I randomly rolled for this town to start with. We're in Starlight Shores. You won't be doing anything with Showtime. You won't be doing anything with performances, nothing like that. You're not going to really be doing a whole lot of skill building unless you choose to. It's entirely what you want. You can have produce for snacks. You can eat as much as you want. We've made a couple of meals of autumn salad to make sure that we're okay. So it's entirely up to you. Now this lot, the reason I brought you over here is because one of the towns that I played in last night, this is the only place I could find to go hack. So if you don't have a place to actually hack, you're free to put this lot down anywhere in your world. She will put her computer down, and you can actually drag it out of your inventory and stick it there, and she can actually use it right here, and she can hack all night long. Typically, there won't be anybody there, but it's entirely up to you. Now, unfortunately, this lady's going to come over. This is a risk that I just took. If she breaks my computer, I have to buy a brand new one for 4,000 simoleons. I cannot repair it. I cannot call for the repairman. I can't fix it, even if I know how to. So I hope she doesn't actually mess up my computer. I'm going to try to stop her, and hopefully she didn't break it. Some computers are better, but this one, it will break occasionally. So you want to be careful before you put your computer down that somebody else doesn't come over to use it, because they possibly would. All right. I'm just saying hi to people. I don't really have to say hi to anybody. I can be a complete loner if I want to, but sometimes your social skills going to go down and you're going to want to actually talk to somebody. So I just kind of like having the ability to call somebody if I want to. You are not allowed to go out here and dig for scrap because you can't make money off of anything. So the best thing for you to do is just go ahead and actually keep your skills down to just the things that you're not going to actually make money from. Being a computer hacker means you're going to have to be on a different type of plan as far as nighttime plan or a schedule. She really needs to be able to stay up all night long. So I need to actually get her on that schedule as quickly as I can. I'm going to send her home. We're going to go ahead and eat, and I'm going to have her go ahead and take a nap real quick, or maybe just sleep for a while, build up the time so that when she wakes up tomorrow, it should be later in the day. We should be able to actually stay up all night long. That would be the most important thing. Can you have stuff in your inventory? The only thing you can have in your inventory would be your bicycle and your computer. When it's time to move to the new town, you're not allowed to have anything, including your bike. You have to leave everything. You can take nothing with you. That's part of it. So when you leave, that computer will be broken. It'll be sitting there in pieces. It'll be broken. Just stick it out on the counter, put it on a table, leave it wherever it is. You can leave it at that point, but you cannot actually take anything with you. So hopefully you will make enough money that you can afford the thing. Now, one of the issues you may run into is you need $20,000 before you can move. So if we don't have enough money to move to the next town, you are allowed to cheat your money in just enough so that they can move and then cheat the money back down to where they were. So don't get hung up on that if you can't afford to move. Just give yourself that little leeway and then you can go ahead and go. I'm going to go ahead and eat real quick. We're going to use the bathroom and take a shower. And I'm going to have her go over here and just go to sleep for a little bit. She really should have gone to bed earlier. It was my fault. I didn't mean to actually keep her up all day. I wanted to actually get her to bed earlier. These rules will be posted on my website probably as soon as this episode is done. So they're already ready to go. All I have to do is push the button at this point and say publish. But hopefully it was pretty clear, and hopefully it's not a whole lot of rules for you to have to worry about. The main thing is just, like I said, the first night, find some places. Find places to hack. Get your setup ready. I wouldn't go for anything expensive. Get yourself some food ready so that you don't have to worry about it. If you want to get fruit and stuff and live off fruit, that's fine. First night, make a few contacts in this first town so you have somebody to call, but the second town, wait till you've changed your identity. Spend that first night going and getting like your wardrobe changed and whatnot. See right here, I'd have to go find somewhere where she could change her outfits, which they do have that. There are places you can go around town and do that. But we didn't have to have that this first town. Fun-wise, of course, she's got a TV. I'm going to let her sleep for a little while, and then I am going to get her up probably around midnight. I want to get her back on a schedule that she stays up late. You do not have to move through the phone. You can move through the bin. So if you do that way, I don't think you even have to worry about the funds. I think you can just go that way and move straight from the bin. In fact, that's probably how I'm going to do it, is just move straight through the bin. Just because it's a little bit easier and it cleans up your files. You don't carry over anything from the previous save. So that's what I'm going to do. Wow, we've got some bad weather. All right, it's midnight. I'm going to go ahead and get her up. And yeah, I know she's just going to go ahead and watch some TV, build that fun up. At this point, if you want to go look around the town, you can. But remember, you can't hack this first night. And this is part of the first night. But after today, we will have to hack at least 5 hours every night. So if you have your sim and they're out, you're starting to have a life with friends or whatever, you can still go have a normal schedule. Just make sure you're up for at least 5 straight hours that you can hack. Now, if they happen to spike you and you have to move within that 5 hours, that's okay. That's a risk that you take. But For her, again, like I said, she can watch whatever she wants. I don't think we've got anything really important or anything good on this one. So I think she's just basically watching just random TV. Um, but I'm trying to keep her up, and then that way tomorrow, maybe she'll sleep mostly throughout the day. You are welcome to actually repair items, but don't call for a repairman. You don't really. You're trying to keep a low profile, especially at the safe house. You need to take care of any repairs or anything here on your own. So don't rely on a repairman to come to your house. Otherwise, they're going to fix the broken computer, and you can't do that. So don't ever trust anybody to come fix your stuff. All right, she's got fun almost up. And again, like I said, there's probably other places. So I'm gonna go ahead while she's doing this. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look real quick and see. There's really nowhere here. I looked at the salon. There's nowhere to go hack there as all. However, hold on. We got the festival coming in. I'm in that view. It's not the best place to do this. It's probably better to be on your lot when this happens. But the hacking skill, if you get good at it, because it's a hidden skill, you will make good money at it. The gym, I believe, does have a place for you that you can use. Well, you can't use their computer, so you could look for a desk. They don't have a place, but some of the actual venues do. Some of the venues have bars that you can use. Unfortunately, it's a little bit late for us to get in. So that's the problem. You don't want to be somewhere where it's really, really late. You could go to the library, and you can use the library as long as you have a clear space. You cannot use theirs. You can't use their computers, but I don't believe you can use this either. I don't think it's going to work. So all of these basically are out. You can't really use your library for hacking. So far, I've found only 2 viable places so far in this town. Doesn't mean that that's the only ones. I'm thinking that there might be a place over at the art museum, believe it or not. You can also go to somebody's house if you want to. If you become friends with them and you want to hack at their house, you just have to make sure you're doing it on your computer. Yep, you should be able to come over and hack on these as well. So I believe she can pull this out. Yep, so she can put that out. Unfortunately, got to make sure you pick the right table, otherwise it's not going to work. But you can hack here at the art museum. And you can hack at the same place. If you find one and you want to hack there every single night, then that's fine. That's where you hack. Just cannot do it at your house. You can never hack here. And when they break your computer and they spike you, you have 4 hours to get done. To get back home, sell out your or get rid of everything out of your inventory, and move. That's all you have. So, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. I like the hacking skill, but again, you've got to get your sim on a different rhythm as far as sleeping. Otherwise, they'll never make it all night long. And hopefully she'll do okay. So I'm going to have her go to bed actually once we get to about 7 o'clock so that I can actually start getting her prepared. Today, she doesn't have a whole lot to do, so what I want to do first is let's go ahead and get her eating something for breakfast. This is why I told you that first night, prepare meals. So you want to make sure that you get that done first. I'm going to get her to go ahead and clean herself up, make sure everything's ready, and then she should be good. You do have bills to come. Oh, another thing. I forgot to put this in the rules. I need to go in and add them. You are not allowed to buy any lifetime rewards at all until you actually buy your way out of, or until you've earned 325,000 in Samolians. So she cannot buy anything. You can't get any gifts. If you get gifts, you have to actually put them out, hopefully on your yard, and let them depreciate over time. So you're not allowed to actually get them and sell them for cash. They will raise your value a little bit, but you're not allowed to go out here and accept gifts. Like if I did that, I couldn't do that. But if she gets a gift from a friend in town, you can stick it in the safe house. It just has to stay in the safe house. You're never allowed to actually take anything with you. All right. Let's see, are we about close to 7? Yeah, we're good. So if she goes to bed at now, it's still a little bit too early. So I really don't want her to do that because she's already kind of, she's not even really that tired. So I'm going to go ahead and have her read yesterday's paper real quick. And that'll be pretty nice for her. So you didn't have my my challenge figured out for my little my 5 little hints there that I gave you. I mean, when you look at the pictures now, it makes sense. It's pretty much right on the nose. I tried to be as clear as I could, but it's kind of hard. You don't really understand exactly. Oh yeah, if it's in the family inventory, so like right now, if she had just gotten broken, she had to leave. Whatever's in this family inventory, I got to take it out and dump it in the yard. I can't take it and I can't sell it. You just got to dump it. Dump it in the house, dump it wherever it'll go, put it on the roof, whatever you can do to get rid of it. But you can't take anything with you. Everything's got to be, you cannot take anything with you from one town to the next. So, because, everything's got fingerprints, evidence on it. You don't want anything at all to actually tie you into this town that you were here. So, you want to make sure you leave it because you're changing everything. You're brilliant enough that you've got 18 different identities that you've set up in these new towns, but you don't have a 19th identity. So that's why you're trying to buy that last one, because you've exhausted all your skills to get those new identities, and you can only do the 18. But I thought it was kind of fun. That's why you kind of see there's a little similarity in the Vagabond Challenge in that you're moving from town to town and that you're only making money from one actual activity, but it's completely different. You do have freedom as far as skills and whatnot, so don't worry about, I can't do this or can't do that. Yeah, you can do everything. You can do whatever you want. She could go meet somebody and have a kid. Just when the kid becomes a young adult, once she actually has to leave, she loses that kid. All right. Still a little early. I was kind of hoping to wait till about... Let's go out here and check the mail when she gets out of here. She gets out of our way. We got bills to pay, so you got to make sure you cover that. I would constantly stay with the low income or the cheapest homes possible. If you've got the funds for plastic surgery, you can use it. But remember, at the end of the game, you've got to have $325,000 in hard cash, not in property value. It's got to be $325,000 right here. So you're welcome to spend $10,000 on plastic surgery if you're doing really, really well. But if you want to win the challenge. But yeah, not allowed to do it. So, but yeah, you can. If you go to the festival, if you get festival tickets, you can redeem them for the items and put them on your lot. Can't take them with you, but you can redeem them. But you can't redeem anything for cash because that's a way to bring up the money. But you can earn the points and like get a soccer goal or whatever. That's fine. See, now she's going to be kind of dangerous here. She might break her computer. So I probably should not let her do this because I really don't want her breaking this computer before we actually start hacking. But I'm going to go ahead and stop her and tell her that I want her to go ahead and let's go back to the bathroom one last time. Go read the paper one more time, and then we're going to go to bed. I'm going to get her so that she can start hacking at 9 o'clock and get going. So, oh yeah, you don't keep any of your festival tickets at all. If you come down with 5 tickets or 4 tickets that you're not allowed to redeem, those you sell off and you get whatever little cash you could have. So if you can't redeem them for a product, then you get to do it. Now see, she broke her toilet. She's going to go ahead and start fixing it, which will help her get her handiness up. Because eventually she's going to want to fix some things in her house. And on her first day in town, she could upgrade her property. She can never upgrade her computer. Forgot to tell you that. You cannot make your computer unbreakable. You can never upgrade it. You can upgrade it to do better graphics. You can upgrade that part. But you're never allowed to actually upgrade for unbreakable. So be careful. You always want to keep the computer on you in your inventory. Don't leave it out at the safe house in case the burglar comes. That way you don't run the risk of actually having the burglar take your one and only source of income. Because otherwise then, she'd be in trouble if she had to buy another one. She'd have to start selling off property just because she doesn't have enough to actually buy another computer. So you have to be very, very careful. That's why I'm going to be cautious and try my best not to let her spend any of her money or do a whole lot before she starts hacking tonight. All right, we're actually pushing it here for her time. I need to get her to bed. So, because right now, she still has plenty of time. Hacking for the game is a base game skill. That's why I say you don't need any expansions to do this. You can do this wherever, if with any custom world you want. Again, the laptop we're using is all base games, so I tried to make this challenge something that no matter what expansions you have or you don't have, you can still participate and do it just the same. If you only have 2 worlds and you're scared of custom worlds, I understand that. You could always just rotate and go back and forth because it will always change. You'll never know those people. So you could do that if you really wanted to. If you're missing, like 3 or 4 worlds, that's fine. But I was trying to make it fun for you so you don't feel like you're constantly going back and forth. So adapt it to the way it would work for you. Just have fun with it. That's the most important thing. Because if you're not having fun with it, then what's the point? My whole thing was I just wanted to have a new challenge that does things a little different. And I loved what we did with the Vagabond Challenge, but I wanted to just kind of take it and just twist it as much as I could, but still have it with that randomness. Because like tonight, we may be leaving. We have no idea. Brandon, my Ultimate Sim, he is a level 10 computer hacker. He has been hacking just about in every town. He's really good at it. They spike his computer probably twice a night. It doesn't matter your skill level. So don't worry that, if he gets really good at hacking, they won't get you. No, they will. But sometimes he'll go for like a week and they won't spike him at all. So there's just a randomness to it that I really like about it. So that's what got me excited about playing the game. All right. You're never going to join a job. That's why we've got this lifetime wish, which I thought it was kind of appropriate that she wants to be a master thief, which is kind of funny. But yeah, if you have a world you've downloaded that's a custom world, go ahead and use it. Feel free to use it. And if you want to add a world, if you've got more than 18, that's fine. Go ahead. However, you would have to increase your money. What I would do is I would say, all right, take the 325,000 divided by 18, whatever that number is, that's how much you add for the next town. So you would just need to make sure that you're staying in line with it. And if you're reducing some towns, you could do the same thing. Just reduce however much that is. I can figure that out for you, but I don't have a calculator, and my brain doesn't work this time of night. Oh, I forgot to tell you her traits for those of you who aren't watching. She's unlucky, which is not going to be good because she could break things and repairing stuff could be bad. She's clumsy. She's a light sleeper. She's a kleptomaniac. We got to be careful because she might swipe things, but she's not really allowed to keep anything, so she can't make money off of it. So she could swipe it if she wants, but then she has to turn around and send it back. So yeah, it's unlucky for hacking too. So I don't think she's going to avoid prison. I think she's going to do her best, but I think we're going to probably have a little bit of an issue there. All right, looks like we're in good shape. What I want to have her do first is I'm going to have her call somebody. These two people she kind of got along with, Jamara and Diane Whitfield. Let's go ahead and call Diane since she's first in the list. And I'm going to have her just build her social up so that when she's hacking, I don't have any issues to worry about. Again, I've got the house ready. Everything's good. She's ready to go. Oh, wait, you're supposed to have the house ready to go when you leave. So that means make sure you make your bed. That's part of that 4 hours. You have to leave the house ready for the next person to come in. So that would be it. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the math. 18,055 per town. That's a lot of money for each town, especially if you're only going to be there for a day or two. So we'll actually see how she does this first night. I'm kind of curious. All right, my first place we're going to go to, I think we'll go ahead and head on down to Del Mar Beach, which I like. That was the first place I went. And we're going to see if she can get started. She's talked enough. I'm going to go ahead and cancel it because I really want to get her there started by 9 o'clock. So just keep an eye on the time. I'm kind of a little bit behind. I should have actually had her over there by 9 o'clock so that she could start right at time. But it's okay. Like I said, you need to do at least 5 hours each night. You can do more, and because you're trying to make that much money, you really want to get as much as you can get done. Oh, you just got hit. Sorry. That's just got to hurt. But yeah, we got 8 minutes. We're going to miss a couple of minutes, but it's not that bad. Like I said, before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and save the game because I haven't saved it all. And let me go ahead and call it the Running Sim. Town number 1, which I will remember. I will remember what it is. Yeah, it's going to be kind of interesting. So whatever she steals, you will. If you happen to get klepto, when I did my practice one last night, and I still have him in the bin, it was hysterical. I got neurotic, insane, of course, computer whiz, and I got 2 other traits. It was awful. We started the night off on a full moon. I mean, every time he tried to do anything, it was a disaster. So good luck on whatever you roll. That's why, like I said, you might get lucky, you might not. So I think we got kind of lucky on this one. All right, since she can hack, I'm going to go ahead and tell her to find a spot. She should be able to do this for us. I toyed with the idea that you could only hack if there was nobody there, but that became an issue because people will show up on the lots and you were never able to actually do the job. So I dropped that one pretty quick. So, but you're welcome to do that if you choose to actually make an advanced version of this game. Now be careful, again, like I said, once you get that spike, if she's lucky, she'll get through the whole night. But this is her only method of making money, so we wanted to see how well she does. Watch these things because they do show up pretty quick, and you'll get them eventually. You'll get one that'll say earn 10,000 hacking, so she does pretty good, and the skill goes up kind of fast. So, but again, my sim, we had to move on the first night, so he got spiked pretty quick. It didn't last. So hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this challenge like we did the Vagabond challenge. I thought that was fun, but I think this has a lot of a lot of interesting twists that could happen. And of course, you've always got that pressure. Are you going to make enough to avoid prison or not? So that's kind of the fun part of it, is knowing that there's an ultimate goal. Will you make it or not? And that was the one thing that I thought was missing from the Vagabond, is that we didn't actually have you have to have this goal, otherwise he has to live homeless for the rest of his life. But I should have added that. I should have put that as a part of it, but I didn't think about it until after the fact. So that's how it is. So you guys have any thoughts, opinions, or whatever about it? So all right, good deal. She's got at least a little bit. Again, you can earn as many points as you want, but oh yeah, it'll tell you when you get spiked, because it'll break your computer, and then you'll get a little red pop-up that will spike it. So that tells you that you were spiked and that crime does not pay. And that's your 4-hour clock where it starts right there. As soon as you get it, you got to get home, get rid of your bike, get rid of this broken down computer. You can't sell it, but you got to just drop it in the safe house, and then you leave. So. And then you've got to change all of her look. You've got to change her outfits. This forces you to go into Create a Sim quite a bit. She's never shown her athletic. She's never shown her formal or her outerwear, so she would not have to change those. She only has to change the clothes that she's ever shown. So for the fact that she's only ever shown us this and her sleepwear doesn't have to change. Really, it just has to be the everyday wear that has to change. But her look needs to change. So get a new hairstyle, get a new hair color, do the makeup, add a tattoo, whatever you need to do to make her look a little different. And yeah, doing a tattoo, you'll have to go down to the spa and spend some money. Now, she may or may not get lucky. You never know. I always get scared to put it on speed 2 because it seems to bring the spike faster. But yeah, this is exactly what the clues were hinting at. I thought you had it figured out. I thought you knew what it was. I thought you did. That's all right. But yeah, it was something that came to me while I was doing Vagabond, and I thought this would be kind of fun to do this way. So you didn't figure out anything of it. All right, well, you had me worried thinking that you had it. So because you were like, I know the who, I know the what, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know that you do. So it's all good. But it's like I said, she may go an entire week here. That's why you could actually start to get into the town. You could start to let your guard down, start dating somebody. You might even get married. But as soon as you got to go, you got to leave them. You got to leave them as soon as you can. So, all right. If you can make it till 7, you're good. She could stop after 5 hours, which what would that be? 9 to 10, 11, 12, 1 to 2. So she could stop at 2 o'clock. But again, that's not going to help you get to $325,000 at all. So you thought the treadmill? No, no. Nope. Yeah, I was trying my best. I mean, when you actually look at the rules and you see it, the hints were like dead on. I'm like, I don't think I could have been more obvious, but there was no way for you guys to know it without any kind of point of reference. So, all right. Now, of course, like I said, make sure this is why I took care of all those meals, because when I go home, she's going to be probably tired. She's not going to want to sit down and make stuff. So that's why I would tell you, make sure you do your safe house, get yourself ready the first night, do everything you need to do. After 2 o'clock, I know if she stops, we're good. We've covered the 5 hours. But I want her to go as far as she can. So we're going to try to get all the way to 7 o'clock. But hopefully we will. I don't know. Maybe not. She's done pretty good. I haven't seen any more wishes, but you will get a pop up at the end that tells you how much she hacked for the night. So if you're one of those people like me that's kind of I don't know, OCD, you might want to write down that number so you can keep track of how much she's made in every town or how much she's made. I'm going to do it for me just because I'd like to know how much she makes each night. Brandon typically was making about 4,000 to 4,300 a night. So that's why I say you will make money with it. It will be something that you can sustain it. But the beginning, you'll get this kind of stuff. It's pretty cheap. So it will take a while. But this is, I don't know, there may be another challenge out there that's like this, that's set up like this. I didn't see it, but if I did, or if it's out there, it wasn't intentional. I didn't mean to do the same thing, but this was what I was going to do. See, you got a 72. That was pretty good. But just keep an eye on it. It will, when it breaks down, you'll get the message, and so you'll know that it's time to go. But, and she may get that message like right at the very end of the night, because typically, sometimes it happens like right there before 7 o'clock. They spike your computer. Hopefully they don't. I'm hoping she gets through a few days of this so we can build her skill up a little bit. Because like I said, it is a hidden skill. If you've got Master Controller, you can check it. You can see what your skill is. Or if you've got a mod that shows the hidden skills, you can see it raising as well. I don't have the skill mod, but I do have Master Controller and I can look. But I kind of like the idea that I don't know how well she's going to do each night. And so I just kind of like seeing how she's getting through this. Alright. Let's see. Okay. You'll also get a nice little image on the screen when it actually breaks. So just kind of keep an eye on it. I think she's going to make it through the first night. I'm impressed. Hopefully she does, at least. You never know. Sometimes my Sims get to the end and mess up. And it's just the way they are. But, again, I would not let anybody else use your computer. Like we had that issue with that lady that was going to start using mine. I would make sure that you don't let them do it, because if they break it, you can't replace it, you can't repair it. You have to just buy a brand new one. You cannot send for it to be fixed. You can't sell out the broken one. It's done. So, all right. Looks like we got 30 minutes left, and she's going to make it through her first night. And she did pretty good as far as her energy. Hunger and bladder, yeah, that's going to be a problem, but I think she's going to be okay with it. All right, when you get out of here, I'm going to send you home. Don't worry about the bathroom here. We'll use it when we get home. And you'll see just how good she did on the very first night. All right, so we got through the first night. No spikes. She got away with her criminal activities. She made 1302. Not bad for the first night. So it'll get better. So I know at least at this point, if she broke the computer, no, we wouldn't be able to buy a new one right away, but we're not far off. So that's why I say it won't be that bad once you actually start hacking a couple of times, and then you'll be good. But probably tonight she'll make enough money that we'll be okay. And if you keep doing this, like I said, you should have enough money to move. You just got to make sure you don't get spiked. Yeah, you'll lose your bike when you move because you can't take anything at all with you. So make sure that whatever you have, don't get attached to it. That's why I didn't put a whole lot of effort into fixing up the town, because we could have been leaving right away. We could have been gone right now. But fortunately, we're not. Fortunately, we got another night. Go ahead and use this one. I'm going to go ahead and let you take a shower. You should have plenty of food in here. Let's go ahead and have some of that salad, and then we'll go ahead and make sure. Okay, there's nothing here. I'll have her read the paper before, get her in some kind of a routine, and then we're going to go to bed and be ready to start doing it again tomorrow. I toyed with the idea of using like steel bladder and all that, but it makes it way too easy. So I really don't want to have her do that. Yeah, you got to keep your house clean, by the way. You can't hire any service because you don't want anybody that possibly could come into your house and recognize you. But you want to make sure your house is clean and in good working order before you leave. That's part of that 4 hours before you leave. So if you have something that's dirty, make sure you clean it. If it's broken, make sure you fix it. The only thing you can't fix is the broken computer. That's the only thing you can't fix. But everything else, you've got to make sure you take care of it, and it can't be somebody else. It's got to be you. All right. She could go to SimFest. I don't really want to go, but we could go there if we choose to. Basically, what I want to do is get her to take care of this. The guy should have come with the paper already. Oh, I think he comes at 9:30 or 10. That may be a little bit late for her. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know for sure. Now, if you made her insane sim or neurotic, like I said, you will have issues. But I did. Um, I don't think I'd want to do that again. It was very difficult to get anything done. But feel free to do that if you choose. All right, where are you gonna put this thing at? I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna put this over here so she doesn't have to go down those stairs to get to it. She can just go ahead and take a real quick read, see what's happening in town, and then we'll get rid of the paper. Again, sell out everything if you have it. I forgot to sell that paper from yesterday. I should have sold it after she was done, but that was my fault. You'll get a rhythm after a while of when you know is good for her to go to sleep. But for me, I still just kind of play it by ear. We're gonna go ahead and go to bed because she is getting kind of tired, and then if she needs to, she can take another nap later. But tonight, I'm gonna have her go to a different place to hack, and we'll probably go over to the art museum. I'm gonna save that junkyard for the last possible place in case we need it, just because I would rather her go places that are in this world, somewhere that we can actually go and see it. Be careful of some tables that would have like a lamp or something on it or some type of a decoration. You can't put the laptop down, so you can't really use those. But it's all right. Okay, I don't know about this little dog. Stay away. So if you're trying to keep an eye of it, like you say, I mean, you guys already figured out the money. It's 18,055 for each town. She's got a ways to go, so she really doesn't want to get spiked. But she already got 1,300 of it plus whatever she's got. Of course, the next town, the houses may be a little bit more expensive, so you never really know for sure if she's going to make it or not. But that's basically where she's at. I will put the link of where the rules are for this in the description of the challenge, and then that way you guys can go ahead and look over them. Um, if I've made any adjustments, I'll try to make sure that I remember to go back and edit, modify that, put it in there. Sometimes I forget, so I'm trying to write things down as I go through it, just in case that happens. Let's see. All right, we're in good shape. Let's go ahead and get you taken care of first. We'll go ahead and eat some of this. It's so good to go ahead and take that first night and get a bunch of meals taken care of so you don't have to spend your time cooking, but I do want her to get better at cooking so we don't have to always eat the same thing over and over again. So I'm going to make some more autumn salad just to get her some practice. It doesn't cost her anything right now. Eventually, I think it will if you run out of ingredients. But I'm going to get her to practice a little bit, make sure she gets better. As far as time, I'm trying to keep an eye on it. I don't want her energy to go down, so let's get her taken care of. Social isn't that great, but it's not that bad yet. So probably by tomorrow she's going to need to start talking to somebody. But then again, she may not be here tomorrow. You never know. And whenever you have to go, you have to randomize it, so you don't know what town you're going to be playing next. So it's just one of those, you find out basically when she finds out. All right, go ahead and grab a plate of this, and I think at this point you should be able to go. We'll go ahead and put the leftovers away, and then I'm going to send you down to get ready for the place. You're free to have a multi-tab if you want one. You're free to actually get that and learn skills. Again, I probably wouldn't, just because you're trying to save as much money as you can to pay off and pay for your freedom. So you want to make sure you don't waste your money. That's why you'll see I probably won't buy a whole lot. I'm going to keep her pretty bare bones, which is unlike what I normally do. Normally I don't care. My Sims can buy whatever they want because they're usually so rich. But this one, I want to make sure that she doesn't actually spend too much money. Now, she left this plate out, so if we do get a spike, one of the first things I have to do is I have to clean up that plate. She cannot leave the house looking any different than when she got here, unless she has stuff that she had to jump out of the yard. You know, that stuff she has to leave. So she can't take any of that with her, and she can't make money of it. So, but fortunately right now she doesn't have anything. She's not gotten any kind of gifts or whatnot, so we should have no problem at the moment. All right. I don't know. I'm not sure if I have a good feeling about tonight's hack or not. I'm kind of thinking that we might have an issue with her. Like I said, the first night with my other sim, he didn't make it through. Actually, no, he did make it through the first night. He did. It was full moon. It was the second night that he didn't make it through. So, yeah, I don't know. And Brandon pretty much goes about maybe a day or two, and then he has the same problem. So, I don't expect us to be able to make it, but you never know. All right, we still have until 9 o'clock. It's just another minute. Alright, we were good to get here at the right time. Alright, hopefully she finds a good spot. I hope she knows where to go. Typically they will route to wherever they need to be, so you should be okay. Alright, I'm going to sell this paper out because she doesn't need it, and like I said, you should only be keeping just the basics inside your inventory. She doesn't have to be antisocial. For the most part she has been, but she doesn't have to be. You can meet as many people as you want, just not until you have your new identity in your new town. Alright, let's see how she does. In some ways I wouldn't mind that she actually gets spiked tonight, so we can go through the full move process first, but I really don't want to wish it on her right now. I'd like to actually do pretty well and do good in the challenge. We could also, for those of you who decide to play along, we can actually compare where each other ends up at the end of the challenge, just to see if we do the same, or if we some people do better and some people do worse. I do like the fact that you're not really dependent upon what's in the town, because you're basically going to have everything you need. That town could have a whole bunch of stuff, or it could have nothing, and it won't make any difference, because all you really need is your computer and luck. That's basically what you're waiting for. And with my sim being unlucky, I'm hoping that it doesn't play too much of a role against her, but it might. It just might. I'm going to speed her through this. I hate speed 3 because it tends to actually make bad things happen pretty quick. So I'm going to try to keep her going, but I do want to speed her up a little bit. Again, like I said, she can go until 2 o'clock in the morning, and then she can stop, but I'm going to try to keep her going as close to 7 as I can, just to make as much as I can. You'll see these tips go up. Every once in a while you'll get a really good one, and then you'll go back to getting something really hideous. But it's just kind of it's a random deal. So as she gets better, they will get better. And she'll start getting some really, really big ones after a while. But yeah, sometimes, like I said, you may end up in this town. You may be here for 3 weeks until they actually find you. But right now, she's been safe so far. But you never know. You're kind of always on guard, that you never know if you're going to be there very long or not. So your game, you may be done in just a handful of days. It may get something where you spike every single day that you go in and start. But then again, you may be sitting there in that town for several weeks until you actually have to go in the run. But that's good. It'll give you a chance to build up some money. At this point, she's got more than enough money to buy a new computer, so if we did have to move, as long as the house didn't cost too much more than what she already has, we would be okay. Somehow I don't think that's going to be safe, though, for us. I think that she's going to need a lot more before we move. At least that's me. Always keep an eye on this, because when it pops up, you'll definitely know when it spiked you. You won't be able to miss it, because your computer's going to break, and you have no other choice but to stop. So I just tend to let her go through it. But I am actually hoping that she does pretty well tonight. She's getting close. I mean, we're almost up to 7 o'clock, which I'm impressed. And the money, some of these tips are actually pretty good. So I think she's going to do pretty well. As long as she doesn't end up getting in trouble here. Alright, so she's got less than an hour, so we could go ahead. Yeah, you could roll any traits, as long as you actually, when you keep randomizing, you have to keep rolling until you see Computer Whiz pop up, and then those are the traits you're stuck with. You don't get to choose anything, so you choose nothing. You just keep randomizing until you hit Computer Whiz. If you hit Computer Whiz and you happen to roll and you go past it, you just got to keep going until it shows back up again. So it's one of those. The whole point was to be as random as you could be. All right, it's looking pretty good for today. Don't let that fool you, because sometimes they do spike you at the very end of the night. But we're going to send her back home, and I probably ought to bring her like an apple or something in the mornings so she can have something with her. All right, we did good today. So let's see. We made 2,228. All right, we did pretty good. Much better than yesterday. So she's going to make some money. If you're keeping track of it, right now she's made about 3,500, and remember, we got to go to about 18,000 just to be on target. So she's on her way. It's as long as she doesn't get in trouble and doesn't get caught, she's doing okay. I was kind of suspecting that she was going to get spiked tonight. I really was. I was fully expecting it. Um, I'm really surprised she didn't. I'm glad she didn't because when I did it with my practice sim and he got spiked on that second night, it was like, we don't have enough money. This is not good. He couldn't buy a new computer. He had to start selling stuff off. So yeah, it was not the easiest thing in the world to do, but she's got a good shot. So, and as you get going in the challenge, the longer you play it, the better it's going to be. The better you're. Oh man, she's already got bad food because she's got a cheap refrigerator. So you could have actually picked up a better refrigerator, but unfortunately she's got the bad stuff. I'm glad we actually cooked last night and we actually have something good for her to use. Because otherwise we would have to stop and cook, and she's not starving yet, so it's all good. All right, go ahead and eat some of that leftover autumn salad, and probably tonight you ought to make some more. Just keep making it so that you have some. As you get more and more money, and I feel a little bit more comfortable in getting rid of some of your money, then I might actually go ahead and get you a better refrigerator in your next safe house. But you got to have a lot. You got to have a lot more money before I do that. At least enough money that I know you can buy a house. I would also steer clear of buying expensive homes. They depreciate, unlike in the real world where they typically go up in value. These depreciate, so I wouldn't spend a lot of money. I'd try to stay low key. Get something that's cheap. You're welcome to build your own house, but again, I would probably not do it just because you spend a lot of time. You may only be there for a day, so I probably would just say try your best not to. And I could call and talk to somebody and build social, but I think we're going to go ahead and get our sleep done first. That way we can do that first thing when we get up. And we're going to go ahead and call the next person on our row. You might want to try to keep some of these people so you have somebody to call in the event that you need them. Yeah, you got bad food in here already. So we got we got all kinds of stuff going on. Keep an eye on your stuff. Make sure you've got it cleaned up. You don't want to be sitting there with 4 hours knowing you've got to stop and waste your time cleaning, fixing broken stuff. So keep an eye. Make sure you're keeping the safe house clean. Basically, what you're doing is you're washing down. You're keeping your fingerprints off the safe house. You're trying to make sure that you don't actually show anything of yours. Obviously, this is not going to help you. I just did that so you can lose it in the first game. I want you to be able to not actually carry that with you. But you want to actually keep your house clean, tidy, make it ready for the next person so that nobody has to worry about coming in and doing that. You don't have to stop and do it in that 4 hours. Problem is, you might be somewhere in Bridgeport up at one of the clubs. You may be sitting up at one of the bars hacking there, and that 4 hour time goes off and you got to run. It takes a while to get around Bridgeport. It takes a while to get around a bunch of these towns. So I don't really want to have to do that. All right. She wants to build handiness, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to actually just let it go as she earns it. I'm not going to make that a big feature for her. Are we stuck? Oh no, we're at 3 o'clock. We're stuck for some reason. I don't know why, but we froze. Hopefully it doesn't do this for very long. Hopefully we'll come right back. But sometimes my game does this. Fortunately, yeah, if you learn how to use elixirs or if you buy some, yeah, you could use them. You could use them all day long. So if she learns gardening and learns how to grow some wolfbane, and the only problem is you can't take any of them with you. So if you stockpile a bunch of them, too bad. You got to lose them all before you go. And so you don't really want to have a whole bunch of them in your inventory. But yeah, you're welcome to use them. If you go to the consignment store and they actually have them there, you can buy them. That's fine. But I definitely wouldn't put a whole bunch in your inventory because that's not going to help you. But like I probably should have her start practicing that as she has some time. But you'll see that really you don't have a whole lot of time because you can't use anything right now. If I had a consignment store like that in my town, which I do, I probably ought to go take a look at it and see. Let's have her go ahead. Can you eat some of the food? I don't know if that's good. I really don't know if any of it's good. Salad's probably the quickest one for you to make. I'm going to go ahead and have her do this because I just get this strange feeling that we're getting spiked tonight. I really do. So I'm going to have her make sure she cleans up before we go. I probably didn't need to talk to that guy the whole time, but it's alright. I did. But let's go ahead and make sure she leaves and she's ready to go in case she has to. We'll get some food. We'll take a real quick break. I'm going to have her just, use this, take a shower. I will let you eat before you go. And then I'm going to send you down. We're going to check the consignment store. Well, you only have an hour. See, you don't have a whole lot of time. you're kind of pressed for time. And that's it. It's all really a time management ordeal. So grab your plate. You have less than an hour, and you're not going to get all this done. All right, we've gone to 2 places. Tonight, let's see, where's my third that I want to go to? You can go to the same place over and over if you like, but I believe there's a place over here. You can't use these because they got umbrellas on them. So if they didn't have the umbrellas, you'd be able to actually hack there if you want. There is a place up here at I think there's one here in this building. I believe they've got tables that you can use. Yep, she's going to come over here tonight. So we're going to send her over here. Yeah, she can swipe if she wants, but I don't want her swiping. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping she does get spiked as well. I hate it because I want to actually I don't want to lose the money, but I do want you to see that it's not really that hard to do, and it's basically just setting it out the same way, and then we'll go for the next part. All right. Finish up that food. You're already missing 15 minutes, so now I'm already losing time. All right, now I'm gonna do this for her, even though she's probably gonna leave that plate somewhere down where she shouldn't. This is when I probably should have eaten produce instead. Look at you. You could have cleaned up, but no, you didn't want to do that. See, the 4 hours also means she's got to take care of that newspaper, so she's got to actually clean it up, either recycle it or you got to sell it through the bin, whatever you need to do. She's losing time. This is not good. I really wasted too much time tonight. So at this point, she's going to start probably at around 11. That means I really have to hack the entire night. There's no way I can stop early, even if I wanted to. I'm kind of kicking myself because I've lost a couple of hours. I'm going to ignore that call. I don't really want it. All right, go ahead and get yourself started. You pick your table, whatever you want to work at. That is fine with me. All right, see, and it's another lot that you may or may not ever use, and because we're doing this challenge a little differently, you have another place to go, and I think it's kind of fun. Just another way, like I said, to use the game in a different way, and hopefully, like I said, if she gets spiked tonight, then we will have to go do some changes real fast. And I'll keep an eye on this. Financially, she should be okay. We should be all right with this kind of money in our bank. I don't remember exactly what the starter of that safe house is actually worth. I know it's losing its value every single day, but notice these are getting better. She's wanting to get 500 from her hacking at this point, so it will continue. You're welcome to go take a class in handiness if you want. I might lock it in just because we might do it tomorrow if we have time. But I toyed with the idea of taking off a day for festival day, but really the whole point is you're trying to make this money to get to avoid prison and stay safe. So I decided now we're just going to go ahead and let her. She's going to hack every day that she can. So she's going to keep making money. The only time she just takes a break is that first night. So that's the night really you should be going out and seeing your town, doing other stuff, but the festivals are never in town that night. This is Starlight Shores, by the way. And again, I'm playing it completely different because normally I play Starlight Shores and I'm only working as a performer. So it is a little bit different. And again, it's I randomized to see where I was going to start, and this is where we ended up at. So this is actually a nice lot. This would have been a great lot for my vagabond. He couldn't really do anything with this, but he had he had a fire pit. He had over here, of course. We were so busy in this town, there was no way for us to do anything at all. So, all right, I'm getting a feeling she's actually not going to get a spike today. She's actually going to do just fine. Looks like she's going to make it through a third night. That's all right, though. I mean, money is good. That's what we want. Oh, it scares me. Every time that pops up, I think that's it. I think that's the time. So, it's all right. But yeah, this lot, I didn't make any adjustments or changes whatsoever. I think the only thing that I did, I don't know, I didn't do anything. I didn't add anything. It didn't change the world one bit. I just, the way it loaded up the way it was. So, alright. kind of getting this optimistic feeling now, and it scares me. Sometimes you start to get comfortable thinking you're not gonna have any issues, and that's when it happens. But it is random. That's why I say you don't know exactly how long this challenge is going to take you. You don't know if you're going to be here a week, a day, 2 weeks. You have no idea. So it's just whatever happens. And I think she's getting lucky for the third day, which is kind of odd for the fact that she has an unlucky trait. It really is. So I would really have expected it to actually break a lot faster. So, but it didn't. All right, you want to get cool down. You're welcome to go out to the festival if you choose. I probably won't. It's not really a big thing for me. I'm not really planning on it, but you're welcome to. Like I said, she only has to do this for 5 hours, so if you really want to spend more time doing other stuff, yeah, go ahead and just do your 5 hours and then go out. But I'm trying to build up the money. I really want to make sure that when we move, we're not struggling, we're not hurting, we're not selling off items out of the house. At least that's the goal. So, all right, Audrey, let's get you through this one. We got to get one more hour, or actually 30 minutes. You can make it through 30 minutes. I know you can. And she's done pretty good as far as her needs, but that's because we got a later start. So she would have done better with her hacking tonight, but no, hacking only works from 9 p.m. until 7 a.m. So you have a very set time. All right, so she made 2204, not as good as the previous night. She would have done better had we gotten here on time, but we were about almost 2 hours late getting started. So that was my fault, and tonight I'll do a much better job getting her here on time. But her needs aren't as bad. She's not desperate for food or drink or anything, so she's okay. But it's all good. It works. All right, it works for us. It's also a way that, it's a reason for you to stay in these low, cheap houses and avoid having, because if you guys are like me, I end up always having a sim family with like the full 8 kids or 8 people in the household, and it's too much to handle. And it's like, all right, I sometimes I want to play a single sim, but you get bored thinking, well, I don't have a specific focus. This gives you a goal. This gives you something that you're working towards. So I don't know. It was just something that I could do a little bit different. All right, if we get this lady out of the way, we can go ahead and pay our bills. Come on, lady. You gotta go. You need to leave. All right, let's go ahead and actually use this. Go and clean the shower. See, we would have to have cleaned the shower before we left. So that 4 hours, you think you have a lot of time. You really don't. You don't have much time at all. Go ahead and eat your salad, and we'll get going as well. Yeah, computer is a hidden skill, and if you've got the Master Controller mod, you can take a look at it. It'll show you right here. I believe it's under Advanced, and you go under Skill Level, and you can see right here where your computer hacking is, which it's under Hacking. And so she's already at a 6. So that tells you that it goes up pretty quick, because she's only done this, 3 nights? So she's done pretty well. But it's pretty good. And again, you could be a level 10 hacker, and you're still going to get spiked. You get spiked just as much. Brandon's been a level 10 hacker for like 6 towns now, and he gets... no, he's actually been doing it for even more than that. He gets hacked all the time. Or gets spiked. So... it's not fun because I hate it. He always has to stop and fix his computer, but it doesn't do anything as far as preventing you from getting hacked. And the computer, you can't really upgrade or anything. Like I said, that one may be unbreakable. I don't know. I don't think it is. I think it can break. I know it can break through the hacking. I know that was true, but at least I think it can. It better. Otherwise, we're in trouble. Let me just double check just to make sure, because if that's the case, I've messed up. But I think you can, because it broke last night and we were using it. So if you pull it up, yeah, it's just portable. It definitely will break. So you can definitely break this one easily. So, but yeah, this is actually some way, like I said, you'll do something a little bit different. Let's go ahead and clean this up. She's in good shape. As far as her food, I really don't want to actually make anything else. I think we're going to be okay. Worst case, she may end up doing some fruit tonight, and I definitely want to get her the full amount of time that she can hack. You want to keep an eye on your house. Make sure it's always clean. Make sure you have everything ready to go. See, like that, she ought to clean it before she goes to bed. That way, when she gets up, she doesn't have to worry about anything. Everything else should be good. because you only have 4 hours to get everything in order, and you do not want to have a problem with that. No, she's not spiked yet. She's done really, really good. I'm kind of surprised for the fact that she's actually unlucky, but she's been pretty darn lucky to say the least. She's done well money wise as well. Last night, my bad, I didn't get her to start on time, but tonight we definitely will. I think instead of going, we're going to go to the junkyard tonight because it's a quiet place as well, and I've already shown you where it is, so we're going to go over there and have her work on that one. I doubt we're going to worry too much about her social. She can do that later. At least I think she can. If it's bad, we'll deal with it, but I don't think it will be. I'm probably also not going to worry too much about her hygiene for tonight since she got a shower this morning. We'll look at it and see, but if not, you know what? You might want to go ahead and make more of this if you've got time. Let's do that first and see if she does. If I had a better refrigerator, the food wouldn't go bad so fast, but I didn't want to waste the money on that. Unfortunately, it is going to be something that comes back to us after a while. So alright, come on. Let's get you up. 6:16. You're probably not going to the festival. That's not my focus on this. I'm trying to stay away from doing the same old things I always do, like go to the festival, take a picture, all that. That's not the focus here. The focus is you want to get your freedom, and you don't care about anybody else but you. So now, if she happened to get pregnant and have a kid, whatever, that's fine, but you'll find you're probably not going to be too happy with it. Oh, I just can envision Kermit over here just dumpster diving away. It would be kind of funny to see him show up over here doing that, but that's all right. I could do single meals, but I was kind of hoping that she would have enough meals that they would stockpile for a while. She wouldn't have to cook all the time. But since she's got a little bit of time here now, I thought let's go ahead and just have her cook something. That way it won't go bad as fast. I got a feeling last night that she was going to get spiked, but, you know, who knows? Tonight might be the one. This might be it. Alright, go ahead and grab something to eat real quick, and then it's time to go. This is basically it. You won't have any time to do anything else. Hygiene, gonna have to just forego it. You can actually get a shower in the morning. We'll just start using that as our time filler. Alright, whatever that was, it wasn't me. Somebody got pregnant. It was not me. I really don't think it was anything to worry about. Now, I hate the fact that she puts this down. I toyed with the idea of making... Oh, wait, she's going to do it on her own. I toyed with the idea of making it to where you're not allowed to actually grab the food or anything from the counter. Since I've been doing it, I guess I've kind of broken that. So, no, Kermit's not out here. I don't have anybody out here in the world. I just loaded up a brand new fresh copy. See, she's going to have to take care of these newspapers before she leaves. So all that will eat into that 4-hour time. So you don't want to be too far away from your house, but, you know, she's trying to keep a low profile. She doesn't want to go to the same place all the time and hack if she can help it. She wants to go different places. Again, you're never allowed to hack at your home, but you can hack at somebody else's house if you use your computer. Good Lord, I didn't know it was this far. I had no idea. All right, fine. All right, we just barely made it on time. Let's go ahead and get you started. I'm going to go ahead and tell you to stop, and you'll know where to go. This is where I was, and I had the full moon. He kept freaking out, and then the zombies came, and they were driving him nuts. I was like, this is not working. I'm having too much difficulty getting him to do anything at all. All right, how much does she want to make? She's going to, oh, you want to buy a computer? Yeah, you've already bought one. You're not going to buy, well, I probably could have kept that one if she breaks this one, but I don't plan on doing it. All right, let's see how she does tonight. She should start getting a wish here to earn more money, probably about 1,000. The sad thing is she may get one of those really nice ones to earn like 5,000, and that's when you get spiked and you have to lose that wish and everything, which wouldn't surprise me. But she's done pretty good. I mean, we've got a lot of money here on hand, so she could actually buy 2 laptops at this point. So I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable now. I still would like to get my 18,000 before I leave, but if we don't, we don't. We were level 6 when I showed you guys her hidden skills, so it doesn't take long. It really doesn't. She'll level up to 10 pretty fast. Again, the money gets pretty good. But I've got her on speed 4 at this moment, which is just the one that'll just do the fastest for this interaction. Um, it scares me, but at least I know that if she breaks the computer, we'll stop and then we can pause and see what our time is. But she may be a lucky sim after all. I don't know. I was kind of hoping that she was going to get spiked before this episode was over so I could actually show you guys what you have to do and get out of here. But may not be happening. It may not happen at all for us. It just figures. It always goes. When you want something to happen, it doesn't. And then when you don't want it to happen, it'll happen repeatedly. So, and there's no way to actually really encourage it or, alright, there you go. There's no way to actually force it. So, it just happens when it happens. Alright. Looks like we're going to do just fine for this town. Let's see how she did for tonight. 3109. Like I said, the money gets better, so she's done really good. Haven't made our 18,000, but we're definitely getting closer. So I'm hoping that she does a pretty decent job. Yeah, you didn't break anything, did you? You can't do anything if you did. All right, let's go ahead and get you home. Need-wise aren't too bad, actually. I was thinking it'd be a lot worse. Let's get her to eat something first, and then I'm going to forego the shower until we get up. I think that will be okay. I think she's fine. Alright, so at least you have a nice little safe house she can deal with. She can take over. Let's get you to eat something real quick. I thought I told you to eat, but I think it didn't click through. Go ahead and go. I don't want to relax. I want to go to bed. Go to sleep, and then you can make the bed when you get up. We got lucky on the second night, or this night too, so I cannot believe how lucky she's been. But like I said, this is why you don't know if you're going to spend the entire week here or not. You don't know if you're going to get 2 weeks. But just when you let your guard down, that's when it's time to go. And she's done okay. Social-wise, she hasn't lost any friends, but they are losing some of their... She is losing a little bit of it, so I probably ought to keep that going. It doesn't really matter. I could start working on social networking, but if you do a blog, do not ask for funds. Don't ask for any money. And you can't sell the blog, so you just would have to keep doing the blog forever and ever and ever. You'd never be allowed to sell it. So I wouldn't do that if I could help it. Alright, when you get up, we're going to go ahead and take care of just the basics. Get you taking care of this. I'm going to go ahead and have you recycle. I think you'll do both of them at the same time. Because I'd hate to have to do this at the last minute. Trying to run out of this town at the last minute. I was trying to find my phone. I'm trying to get my calculator out. See how close I am wherever I need to be. Because I think I'm actually doing much better than I thought. I didn't think I'd do this well. 22, 28. I'm adding while she's doing her thing. I know she's supposedly doing what I told her to. 3109. Alright, so yeah, we're only a little over 8,800. So we're still quite a ways off from our 18,000. But not as bad as you thought. Yeah, you can. You can do social networking that way. You can also read a book. But that takes a while. And I don't want to spend the time doing it. So, see, this is the thing. This refrigerator doesn't keep anything for very long. So that's the problem. We're going to have to clean out this food. But she's got plenty of time to get some things done today. I do want to actually build her social back up. You don't want that going down too fast. So we'll have her do that real fast. Alright. Hopefully she's still got food in there that's good. I know we've got bad food, but it doesn't last but maybe a day and a half or 2 days, and then it all goes bad, which is awful. But yeah, what can you do? All right, if you got food left over, yeah, you do. All right, so tonight, I think we will go back. Let me just double check. I want to see. There was another place for me to go look at, I believe. Hold on. Eat your autumn salad when you're done. You can hack here, but they shut down at a certain point. And I don't think there's a building over here that you can actually do like we did last night. So that's not good. You can hack outside as long as it's not raining, because that could get bad. But I believe at this point there's really no other... well, you could go to the fire station if you want. It populated in here. And they don't shut you down out of there. Just trying to find somewhere different. I know we looked at the library, and that doesn't help. These places I don't really want to go use them because, like I said, they shut down early. The salon, and I don't think the consignment store has a place for you to sit. That's the problem. Oh yeah, it does. You should be able to come over here and use this, I believe. Oh yeah, you could use that one if you want. And I don't think it closes at any certain time. I think you can come here at any time, day or night. It's just the register's not there. So if you want to sit there, you can. You could also go to the festival. There is a spot over here. Let's see. You could come over here and sit if the weather's going to be decent. So she ought to check her weather real quick. Can you check the weather from the phone? I thought you could. No, I guess not. Why don't you do this? Why don't we go ahead before we do this? Let's just see if it's going to be a decent night outside. I would kind of like to know. Check the weather real quick and let's see if we can go do this outside tonight. I hope you can. It'd be kind of nice if you could. Yeah. You're going to lose my time. You really are. But our house is in good shape. It looks like. Let me make sure everything's clean. Everything's ready to go. Today is sunny. Moderate rain. Do we risk it? Yeah, we're going to risk it. We're going to go ahead and try. If we have to, we'll leave. We'll go across to the beach. But we're going to go over here to the festival real quick. I should have locked in that wish to go to the festival, shouldn't I? Knew I should have. I knew it. She's not going to do any of the festival stuff. But let's go ahead and stop watching TV. Let's get over there. If you want to, you can take a picture. I'll get you over there and let you do one. But you can't keep any of it. You can't make money off of it. So... But we could do that for her. Or you could go to City Hall. Well, yeah, you can go to City Hall. You can do all those. I don't think you make money off of those pictures. I really don't. But it would give her something to do between now and 9 o'clock so she can get something out of the way. Alright. Did you roll a wish for a picture yet? Go ahead and just get rid of this. Steal something? Nah, we're not stealing anything. Buy a dryer. You think I want to do laundry on top of all this? I don't think so. Alright, she wants a picture. Let's go ahead and get her a picture. Yeah, go ahead and take your... Well, you know what? It's summertime. You ought to be in your summer outfit so that you actually look like you're actually doing what you're supposed to. Go ahead and take your photo, and then come on over here and hack. Can't hack until 9. Oh, man. That's a bad thing. You know the rain's coming. You know it's coming. I'm dreading it, but it is going to come. Let me go ahead and put this out of here. Alright, let's go ahead and put this out here. Alright, let's go ahead and tell it Chadwick. I'm going to go ahead and shorten this up. Chadwick is Audrey. What is this? Starlight Shores. Town 1. Alright. That's probably the only picture I'm going to post for her at all. Even if we're here in another season, that's about it. No, you're not going to go skating. I want you to go over here. Just get ready. You got 1 minute. There you go. Alright, find yourself a spot. No, you got to stay till you get spiked. So we don't know how long we're here. That's the thing. You may get stuck in the town that you hate for a while, so you're just having to hold on. But, oh, yeah, she's got to change her bathing suit now since we've actually done this. So, yep. So if you do anything in public, you got to change that outfit. So now she's going to change every day, and she's got to change her her swimsuit. And that's fine. I don't mind that. All right, don't want to worry about that. We're not going to roller skate. We're going to actually just sit here and make some money. And hopefully she does good. And see, this woman's right here watching you, so she saw what you're wearing. Poor thing. It's all good. Alright. Now, she started right at 9 o'clock, so we don't have to go past 2 o'clock if we don't want to, but her needs are okay. I think we'll be alright. We can make it through a night, and that should work. It's amazing these people still come out to the festival after the hours. It's like, don't you realize they've already shut down? They've all gone home. But I guess they don't care. They just come over whenever. I didn't realize that. I'm going to speed her through this real quick. Sorry. That's too bad. I'm trying to keep an eye on These little things. Uh-oh. All right, wait a minute. I think we just got spiked. All right, we're done. We're spiked. This is the message you get right here. This says that they seem to have caught on to Audrey's illicit actions. They have executed a defensive countervirus that has damaged Audrey's computer. Maybe cybercrime doesn't pay after all. Look at your time. It is now 12:54. So she has until 3:54 to get home, clean the house, get ready, and get out of town. So go ahead and send her out as fast as you can. You're now on the run because you got 4 hours to get out or you lose the challenge. If she slows down and stomps her feet and has a routing issue, oh well, you've got 4 hours. So we're going to get her out of here as quick as she can. I got to roll for a town and get her gone as quickly as I possibly can. So by 3:54, I've got to be out of town. Obviously, she didn't make quite as much money as I had hoped she would have made, but she did okay. I didn't see what that last number was. I think I clicked off of it, but I'm sure I can figure it out. But yeah, this is this is where it gets interesting. So now, Starlight Shores is over. You can see that we didn't make it. We made it almost as far as Kermit would have made it on the Vagabond Challenge. Okay, you cannot leave anything out. So does she have a newspaper here? Yes, she does. Stop what you're doing. Hold on, hold on. Don't waste your time. Oh, darn it. I couldn't click fast enough. Go ahead and I'm going to make her do it. She's got to recycle it. She's made the bed. Everything's good. Counters, everything's got to be clean. She can't leave anything dirty. So make sure everything is cleaned. Let's see. Hold on. Pause real quick. Nothing needs to be cleaned. All right, good. Nothing's broken, so you don't have to worry about it. She is going to put this right here, and she cannot fix it, but she's got to leave it. All right, go ahead and do this. Looks like she had no problem getting out of here. Make sure you clean up the trash can, take out your garbage. You cannot leave anything. You can leave your bike, but because you can't take anything with you. That poor little computer. We now just have to, when we get to the next town, we've got to buy a brand new $4,000 computer and start over. All right, before you go, check and make sure that you've done everything and check your family inventory. If you've got bills and you haven't paid the bills, you don't have to worry about them. So you don't have to do that. If you would have done this on a Monday, you're fine. All right, there's nothing in her inventory, so she doesn't have anything in family or personal inventory. At this point, I would go ahead and stop and save my game. And you are ready to go. I don't think you can go to City Hall on the weekend. I really don't. But that's okay because she's going to be starting the new town on a Sunday anyway. Because I'm going to move her through the bin. You're welcome to move through the telephone service if you want. I'm going to do it the other way. But at this point, what you would do is you go ahead and randomize and find out where your next town is. So I'm going to go back and roll. My towns are listed 1 through 18. I've already used town number 9, so I can't use it again. And that's okay because we're not going to need it. We're going to... all right, that'll work. That'll work just fine, I guess. All right, it's going to go to a town that I've already played tonight. That's fine. Let's go ahead and edit town. We're going to go ahead and just continue. I already saved her, but I'm going to save her off straight to the bin. Just save the household only. And at this point, I'm going to write down her money for Starlight Shores. So her total worth of what she had was actually $24,569. So that's where we ended in Starlight Shores. It's definitely enough to move by the phone, so we would have been okay. All right, oops, don't do that. All right, you're going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm going to go back to the main menu. I'm doing this with you guys. I've already saved it, so I'm not going to save it again. No, it's not where you think. We're going to Barnacle Bay. That's where she's heading off to. So she's got to run to the Barnacle Bay. When we get to the new town, she cannot do some basic things. She's not allowed to actually meet anybody until she changes her identity. So you're going to go ahead and just load up the world. Again, cannot move to an empty lot. You got to find the cheapest lot that she can afford. And there are some cheap homes. I do know that there's one in particular that I'm kind of thinking of. And like I said, she did okay. But that's not her total cash on hand. So we didn't quite make it to our goal of $18,000 on hand. That's all right. Maybe Barnacle Bay will be better, and maybe it'll be worse. But her skills are getting better, and she's doing pretty good. But this is basically what the running challenge, the running sim challenge is you never know how fast you're going to have to go. We could have only been there for 1 day, or we could have been there for 3 weeks. You just never know. As soon as you get that message, 4 sim hours. Clean the spot, clean the house, make sure everything's fixed, nothing's out that shouldn't be, and then get the heck out of Dodge because you got to go before they come to get you. So that was the premise of it. I thought it sounded like a lot of fun, and I'm enjoying it. I'm thinking it's kind of fun because, like I said, it's playing the game in a different way. If I want to play Families and Legacies, I'll go play something else. I'll go do a different challenge. But this is just something to actually see if I can make it to a goal, and it's going to be hard. I hate to see it, but I kind of think she's going to end up in prison. But I mean, then again, you never know. You guys might, if you play with along with me, you might do better. You might be doing worse, but it'll be fun to see. And like I said, you might end up moving the second night that you're there, just because this could happen so fast. Which is why you'll see I'm not going to put a whole lot of effort into setting up my town. I'm just going to pop in there and get started. The first thing we have to do, of course, is get her into the world wherever we want, and I've got her in the bin, so I'm going to go ahead and take her out with our money. The cheapest house I probably could get, I believe, might be, well, this one's cheap, but I don't know if it's the cheapest. So that one was 15. Let's see, over here, this was 27. Oh no, I don't want to do that. I think it's one of these over here. That's 16. This one I think is the cheapest. This 14,000 one right here, Gold's Nest. I believe it's the cheapest, to be honest with you. Yeah, you're welcome to buy any house you want. So if you want to be a little bit more luxurious, I wouldn't go for super luxury because you're just losing money. It's just completely dropping the money off. All right, so yeah, I think Gold's Nest is probably the best. And it doesn't matter that she's all the way out here in the middle of nowhere, but a little bit more expensive than the one in Starlight Shores, so we are definitely going to lose our money, lose a little bit, but that's all right. But we are now here in a new town, and the first thing she has to do is change her outward look. And then as soon as she can, she's going to go to City Hall and she's going to change her name. So because she's got the fake credentials enough to actually get herself a brand new identity. Now, make sure when you go in here, look and see what you've got in your inventory. You shouldn't have much. You do get an advantage. You do get a new welcome kit from the university, and you do get a new portal from Into the Future. Those you are free to sell, and you use those to help upgrade your house. So don't worry about the fact that, oh, you get a new one and it's free extra money. That's fine, you get those. But the first thing you have to do is buy yourself that $4,000 computer. You can't do any upgrades until you have this computer in your possession ready for you to go. So make sure you have it. Go into live mode, put it in there. That way it automatically depreciates so you get nothing out of it when you sell it. And now you're ready to go. The taxi is probably just about as fast as the bike, so I think I'm going to let her do a taxi this time, and we'll just try to get through it the best way we can. But I know that shower is miserable, so I'm going to get rid of it. I hate that one. It takes her forever, and she doesn't like it. So I am going to go ahead and upgrade her shower, and I'll probably upgrade her bed as well because it will take her a lot longer. Money-wise, like I said, we don't have a whole lot. We'll get about 16. Well, we'll get a little bit of money for the stuff that we're going to get from the portal, but not much. So I'm going to keep with this cheap one until we can start affording something a little bit better, which will make her energy needs go a little bit faster. So at this point, she's got this one. I'm going to sell off the original. And let's see, I think that's basically it. If you don't have enough money for the things you need to do, then you need to start selling off property. I think we're okay. This refrigerator, I'm going to just double check and see what a better refrigerator would run. This cheap one is $375, and we'll get $375 if we sell it. If I go for like the super nice one, how much is that one? That one is $3,000. Good Lord, no, I'm not doing that. This one is $1,800, and it does make things last a little bit longer. Do I really want to spend $1,800 on that one or $1,200 on this one? Or $650 on this one. It's definitely a lot better than this, isn't it? Nah, it's not that much better. Yikes, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that I might want to just stick with the bad one and just save my money for now. Alright, so we're going to go back into live mode, and of course her first step is to go ahead and get herself changed up. We're going to start by changing her appearance. So she cannot keep anything that she wore out in public in the last place. In the last place she wore her everyday, and she also wore her swimsuit. Now we came in summer as well, but if you want to actually change the season, you can, or you can leave it however you like. But of course, obviously, you change everything. You even can change the makeup if you like. It's entirely up to you. So, hey, Don't take this long. All right, let's go ahead and get you into something new. And I think I'm going to go with something down here. Let's go ahead and give you maybe something short. We want you to look completely different. You're going to get a little boy cut, and that is fine. You're going to be completely different in this town. Or maybe you go with this one. Maybe this one. There you go. A little bit better. We're going to move that one. Makeup wise, I think I'm probably going to keep some of it, but we might actually change a little bit here. Let's give you a little bit darker. Maybe we'll give you this purple one. No, that's not what I want. That's not what I want at all. There you go. You're going to have something a little bit different. That'll work. Just completely changing up your look as best I can. This one, I'm going to keep the same skin tone here, but I'm going to just darken it up. You're going to change this slightly. All right, let's go ahead and move that down just a little bit. Yeah, you kind of stand out a little bit, but it's all good. You're welcome to use these if you want. You don't have to, but you're welcome to. I'm not going to. So we're going to go ahead and just keep that, and we'll change out her outfit as well. But yeah, you just have to, this is the first thing you do, is you just start going into Creative Sim, and it forces you to do some things a little different than you normally would do. So that's why I kind of liked it. So go ahead and plan your outfit. You're going to change 2 outfits of what you've got. You can keep the same color. If you want, you can keep the same exact outfit, but just change the color. But I'm going to change it all completely, just because, like I said, we want to make her a little bit different, so she shouldn't look exactly the same. So 2 outfits that I need to worry about. I'm going to look at her just full outfit, so I maybe can make this a little bit quicker, a little bit easier. And I'm going to go down maybe into some stuff that I don't use a lot, or have maybe never used at all. So let's just roll down and see what will load up, especially in the store content, because sometimes I just never get down this far and look at it. So that's kind of what I was trying to do, is get out of my my comfort zone of using the same old stuff. Now she is in a beach environment, or a beach town, so you might want to take that into consideration. It's entirely up to you. And like I told you, the seasons are entirely what you want to do. If you want them to be 7 days each, like I've got, that's fine. All right, I think we're at the bottom now. This one, I don't think I've ever used that one, but I don't think that's appropriate for your everyday. You could try it if you want. I don't think I want to, but you could. That's actually not bad for that, but I think I've used that one before. What is this one? Yeah. Alright, how about this? Well, I don't want the dirty ones. I would like to have something a little bit different. It's actually not bad. Something a little bit different, but it doesn't quite go with what I want you to do. Do I want you to have like a little dress, a little mini dress here in the summer? I know Tina Caliente wears them. You could wear it too. Okay, we're going with this. This is something different and kind of blends in. Her makeup's all wrong. That's too bad, but what we could do is actually change this up a little bit and kind of give her a little bit more of a purple look here on the shirt. So that way maybe it'll tie in more with what she's got as far as her makeup. And let's go ahead and change. Maybe make this, well, I think that's actually okay, but what about this one out here? Can I make this more of a softer color? I don't know. Does that look okay? I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Maybe a different shade of purple? Pinkish purple? Alright, that'll work. We'll do that as well. And then we'll go in and do her swimsuit real fast. And so again, we do have to change her name. We get to change the name tomorrow. We can choose whatever we like. So I'm going to change this. You get to go with the bikini today, and we're going to give you more of a color that goes with what you're wearing as well. For the rest, we'll go ahead and stick with that one, and the rest of it's fine. Alright, so there we go. So our runner has been set. She's got a new identity as far as looks. Today I need to keep her away from people because she is still very hot property. People, they've got her name plastered. So until she changes her name and gets new identity, she's going to kind of keep to herself. And basically what she wants to do is just get her house set up, get her food ready, maybe serve up something so that she'll have some food ready to go. Scope out the town, find a few places where she can start hacking. Because again, this safe house she's not allowed to actually hack in. No burglar alarm, so if she gets robbed, because she'll be out at all hours of the night, and she cannot do anything about it. By the way, I didn't put this in the rules, but I need to put it in there. Whatever the burglar steals, you have to replace. So if they take something of value, you have to replace it with whatever your funds are. So you run that risk. And the thing is, you can't have a burglar alarm because you're not a hypocrite. You're also a criminal. You're stealing the same. So you definitely do not want to get robbed if you can help it. But you have no protection, so that's part of it. You have to leave the house exactly the same way that you actually got it, except for the broken computer that you have to leave. That's where you're going to have a cleaner that comes by and they'll fix up your old computer. They'll take care of all that for you. All right, this guy's going to drop one thing we can buy or we can sell. That will give us a little bit of money. Sell it fast because it depreciates quickly, and do the same thing with that Into the Future portal. I like to go ahead and set my phone off so I don't have to worry about it. You cannot cancel the newspaper because you have to keep everything clean. So you can't cancel it. You got to keep it, and you're trying to keep a semblance that you're a normal brand new neighbor living in the neighborhood. So make sure you keep that going. Whatever. Somebody doesn't like you, that's fine. But that's basically how we play the running sim. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it. I hope you like it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun because there's a lot of randomness to it. And again, you're not limited with skills and whatnot, but you do have just a few challenges that you have to take care of. I'm going to look and make sure and see. I don't think you can change your name on a Sunday. If you can go ahead and go do it now. But, oh, you can. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is go down and change your name. So go down and change your name. As soon as she gets finished with this food, I'll let her go do that. So you don't even have to wait. You can go change your name, and then you can do it soon. I thought it had to be a weekday. I think it just has to be a certain time of day. So that's good to know. All right, sell this out. You get to keep that money. That goes towards your upgrades that you made to the house. And once she actually makes this food, we'll be good to go. The name you change, you get to choose whatever you want. Or if you have an outside randomizer, you can use it. I don't think the game gives you a chance to randomize. I'm going to look at it and see if it does. If not, I'm going to do a random name generator and give her something that I come up with as well, because I just like random stuff. I don't like to have to think about it. So I'm going to get a random name generator pulled up on my laptop here, and then that way I will know exactly what she's going to get if the game doesn't give me that option. Alright, so we're going to go with a female name just in the option, and I will give you a random name. Let's see what we got. Alright, so I have a name for her if they don't give us one. Oh, they can see her because she's already changed her identity, but she hasn't introduced herself. So until she changes her name, she can't introduce herself to anybody yet. So as far as people seeing her, that's fine. They can see you, the physical appearance. They don't know who you are yet. So, but she's got to change her name before she can start introducing herself to people in the town. Because now she's got fake documents that have been supplied for her. So she's going in to present them and get her new name. All right, it doesn't give you a chance to change it randomly here. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, use my my name generator, which came up with one for her. So her new name is going to be Marnie, and her last name, she gets to change that too. Her name is now Marnie Larson. So we have a brand new sim for all intents and purposes, and that is who she is. So again, like I said, feel free to use a random name generator if you like, or make up your own, but I like the randomness of it, so that's kind of what I'm going to do. So Audrey Chadwick is no more. Marnie Larson has now taken over, and she will be trying to do the best she can here in Barnacle Bay until they catch up with her and she's forced to go on the run again. Guys, this is the Running Sim Challenge. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope it wasn't too long. I'm sure it was. And I really hope it wasn't too confusing. But I will go out there as soon as I wrap this up, post the rules, and I'll put the link in the description below. And that way you guys can kind of get an idea of what we're doing. So guys, thank you all so much for watching and being so supportive. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. I will see you next time.